The Chase Sapphire Reserve, or the CSR, which we'll call it for this video, is Chase's flagship travel credit card. It is meant to rival the likes of the Amex Platinum and the Capital One Venture X cards. It has a $550 annual fee and a welcome bonus of 50,000 points, which I've seen go all the way up to 60,000 with different referral links. So if you go ahead and apply for it, make sure you're getting that welcome bonus. And the welcome bonus is tied to spending $4,000 in the first 3 months of having the card. It's quite a short time period. You have to spend quite a bit every single month, but I'd recommend making sure you have a large purchase in mind before you get the card. For me, it was buying a new camera. As soon as I got the card, bam, I bought the new camera gear. So then all of a sudden I had a majority of that welcome bonus knocked out, which made it quite easy to obtain. So that's a big tip I'm going to give you guys now whenever you're applying for this card, or really any travel credit card which has these huge welcome bonus tied to getting them. So let's dive right in and talk about the perks that come with this card. One of the biggest perks with this card, and I would say it's the main selling point, is the $300 travel credit that you get every single year. If you think about that in terms of the annual fee of the card itself, $550, you subtract $300, it's essentially like you're paying $250 every single year for this card. Now, the thing I love about this travel credit for the Chase Sapphire Reserve is that the travel credit is extremely broad. I have a list of things here that you can apply it to, but it includes everything from hotels, airlines, whether it be buses, taxis, Ubers, does not matter. For me, I was using the subway a lot in New York City for me and my friends as we were going about the city, and I was getting reimbursed with the travel credit for that. In fact, I actually paid for a subscription to a service called Point.me, which is supposed to help you figure out how to best use your points and miles, and believe it or not, it actually covered that entire subscription fee since it was coded as travel. So anything really remotely related to travel, you can bet that the Chase Sapphire Reserve has got your back and is going to help you out covering that charge. Now, again, this is up to $300 every single year, and Chase does a great job of showing you your progress on the app and website of how much of that credit you've actually used. So that way you're never in the dark about how much you have left or how much you can still spend. So I love that aspect of the app and how clear and straightforward it is when it comes to you actually being able to utilize the credit to the best of its advantage. Now onto the topic of lounge access. The Chase Sapphire Reserve comes complimentary priority pass alongside of it. This is another feature that is trying to rival the Amex Platinum, and the priority pass is something that gets you access to over 1,300 eligible lounges across the country and across the world. So the priority pass is pretty awesome. It's a nice perk that comes with the card. I found that it has saved me lots of money in the airport. In fact, on my recent trip to Thailand, I only spent time in the lounges. I was never out and about in the airport, never buying food from the restaurants in the airport or drinks from places like Starbucks and whatnot. I was only getting food and drinks from the lounges. And I did the math on how much lounge access would cost, which typically goes for about $49 per lounge access. I was getting around a value of $400 for the 8 different lounges that I visited. Plus, you factor in how much money you save on food and drinks, and I would say it's an awesome value if you travel a lot. The way the Priority Pass works is you simply link your card to the Priority Pass app, and as soon as you go into the airport, you should have a valid boarding pass for that same day. The person at the desk is going to scan your Priority Pass. Boom, you have lounge access. Just some things to note on that, however, you have to make sure that you are flying on an eligible airline. For instance, the Lufthansa lounge, you need to be flying on either a Lufthansa flight or one of their airline partners. For me, I was flying on Korean Airlines, so I was not able to access the Lufthansa lounge at JFK Airport. So you have to keep that in mind. Do not always rely on Priority Pass coming through. Sometimes the lounge will just simply close access to Priority Pass members to make sure that they can keep it the numbers of people in there low so that they can accommodate them better. This is better in some airports than others. I found pretty poor success at JFK in New York City, but I found a lot better success when I was overseas in Korea as well as in Thailand, where I was able to access the Royal Orchard Lounge as well as different local lounges exclusive to like the Bangkok airport or the Phuket airport down in Phuket Island. The CSR also comes complimentary with Lyft Pink for a full year, which is pretty awesome because it's going to get you discounts on your Lyft rides, and you can even link your Lyft account to your Delta Sky Miles and your Hilton Honors account to earn points for hotel stays or earn Sky Miles for that next trip while you're using Lyft. Personally, I have Amex card, so I get Uber credit every month, but once that Uber credit runs out, I actually switch to using Lyft to get discounted rides and earn points on my Chase account, as well as earning those Delta Sky Miles and Hilton Honors points. So getting the Lyft Pink through this card is one of those features that, you know, it's not the selling point of the card, but it's a nice little add-on, a nice little bonus that comes alongside of it. Getting that discounted ride oftentimes makes it cheaper and more competitive than Uber, but every Uber driver also does Lyft, so you never really have any issues, especially in larger cities, finding drivers to pick you up to get to where you need to go. Some of the smaller perks that come with the card is going to be your TSA pre-check, your global entry fee, as well as no foreign transactions and 24/7 concierge service. So for the TSA Global Pre-Check, that was going to run you about $100, but again, the card's going to reimburse you for that. It's a feature that is present on the Amex Platinum, so nothing really new there, but still another thing that makes this card worth it with your factoring in that $550 annual fee. Personally, I found that the service of Chase is not as good as Amex's, but still, it is something that they offer along with their card. Foreign transaction fees is again something that I experimented with a little bit overseas in Korea when I was buying stuff at the airport. I was buying like a phone charger, and yes, I was able to save a couple dollars that I would have gotten charged on, say, the 2 to 3% foreign transaction fees. So definitely, if you're traveling outside of the country, if you're planning a trip now that COVID is starting to borders are starting to open up more and different countries are opening up to tourism again, and you're starting to look for travel overseas, definitely going to be taking advantage of those no foreign transaction fees. However, this is something that you got to factor in whenever you're traveling abroad. Now let's move on to the topic of points. Now, points for Chase is going to be under the Chase Ultimate Rewards portal. The Chase Sapphire Reserve currently has an offer that I've seen for 60,000 welcome points whenever you spend $4,000 in the first 3 months of having the card. That averages to about $1,300 a month, which, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, is kind of hard to do. So you want to be strategizing and have a large purchase in mind to make sure you're getting that welcome bonus locked in and getting those points added to your account. Now, each Chase point through the Ultimate Rewards portal is approximately worth 1.5 cents. So you're going to be getting about $900 in value from this welcome bonus alone. If you factor in the $4,000 that you spent, you're going to be getting upwards of 64,000 points. But if you maximize the way that you're using this card, you get 3x back on food and 5x on travel. You can earn upwards of 78,000 points if you use it exclusively for travel, or if you get 3x points, right, you're going to be getting 72,000 when all is said and done. So definitely maximize the ways that you're using this card to make sure you're getting the most amount of points possible added to your Chase account. Now, the neat thing about Chase, unlike Amex and other different competitors, is that you can combine points from different cards onto the Chase Sapphire Reserve. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, the CSR is the highest level of the Chase card that is offered. It has the highest annual fee, and it's their premium travel credit card. So what you can do is with those lower tier cards like the Chase Freedom Unlimited, you can actually take the points that you earn on those cards and put them on to the Chase Sapphire Reserve. This is why the Chase Trifecta is a thing, because it actually boosts the value of each individual point on the Chase Sapphire Reserve whenever you move it from the Freedom Unlimited or the Freedom Flex or the Chase Business Preferred Ink cards. One of these cards, when you put it on the reserve, is going to boost the value of those points. So for me personally, I use the Chase Freedom Unlimited card for those catch-all purchases, and I transfer those points to my Chase Sapphire Reserve account. So to hit more specifically on earning points with this card, like I mentioned, you're going to be 5x on flights, 10x on hotels whenever you book specifically through the Chase portal. You're going to be 10x on dining whenever you pre-book the meals. So this is a little bit hard to use. You can't just go into a restaurant and expect to get 10x points. However, you can book online and pay in advance. So if you say are trying to do dinner reservations for Valentine's Day or an anniversary for you and your significant other, this is a great way to earn a bunch of points on your Chase card, but also setting up your dinner reservations in advance. Like I mentioned with Lyft Pink, you're actually going to earning bonus points whenever you reserve rides through Lyft. So if you're trying to build up points in your Chase account, you can definitely be booking those Lyft rides instead of, say, Uber. And then finally, you're getting 3x on food and then 3x on general travel related purchases like Subways in New York City. My favorite way to utilize Chase points are actually using the pay yourself back feature that come with the card. You can pay yourself back for purchases of Airbnb, which I used on 3 separate Airbnbs on my trip to Thailand to save me a ton ton of money that I would have had to come out of pocket, and I was getting bonus value for my points when I was booking those Airbnbs. So this is the way that I use the card, and some ideas that you can start thinking about whenever you're trying to use the card for yourself. So it gives you a bit more flexibility. You don't have to stay exclusively at hotels. You can be using those points toward Airbnbs, which gives you a lot more flexibility and a lot cooler, unique stays in different places, different countries. Lastly, Chase has a huge list of transfer partners. They have, for airlines, you got Aer Lingus, Air France, Air Canada, British Airways, Emirates, Iberia, JetBlue, Singapore Airlines, Southwest, United, and Virgin Atlantic. For the United States, those Southwest and United flights are going to be your best bet for cheap domestic flights. And the cool thing about these list of airline partners is that the entire Avios ecosystem, talking about British Airways, Iberia, and Aer Lingus, are partners with Chase, as well as partners with Amex. So if you have a really high ticket flight that you're trying to do, say through British Airways, you could be taking points from your Amex account and your Chase account and combining them onto British Airways to book that flight, whether it be first class, business class to Europe or somewhere else. I find that very awesome that these things overlap, and whereas Southwest and United are not partnered with American Express. So that gives you a bit more exclusivity for those airlines when it comes to domestic flights, but then you also have the flexibility of those ones that overlap. When it comes to hotels, the one that's exclusive to Chase is going to be your Hyatt and IHG hotels, whereas the one that overlaps with Amex is Marriott Bonvoy. Chase also offers 3 months of Marriott Gold status, which if you book a couple stays on the Marriott, through Marriott, you can actually extend through the year 2024, which can boost the value of that exponentially. I would say this is a bit weaker than the Amex Platinum, which just automatically comes with it alongside the card itself. The limited time feature means that you have to really strategize when you get this card. Having a flight in mind, having a hotel stay at Hilton in mind to make sure you lock in that gold status, having a larger purchase since you have less time to get the welcome bonus. These are all things you have to factor in whenever you're trying to decide to get this card and see if it's for you. So now that we covered points and some perks and features, we're going to talk about the portal itself, the Chase Rewards portal. Personally, I find the portal to be far more optimized and easier to use than Amex's portal. A lot of time with Amex's portal, I'm jumping in and out of windows. I'm Googling the specific pages that I want to look at, and I'm just all around not having a good time using the website and the app. But I found that the Chase Ultimate Rewards portal is super easy to navigate and really user-friendly. Like I mentioned before, they're going to have a nice progress bar on how much you've spent for your welcome bonus, how much of your travel credit you've used up, all these little things that are just nice things to have and help you as the user make sure that you're getting the best value out of the card, because you know exactly what you need to spend, exactly how much of the travel credit you have left, instead of kind of guesstimating in your head how much have I used, how much do I have left, and kind of playing that game. You know exactly from the straight up. So in summary, if you're looking to branch out and expand your portfolio of travel credit cards, the Chase Sapphire Reserve is a decent option to look at for your wallet. For me, it serves a nice niche of earning a lot of points off of pre-booked hotels and also earning points off of travel related things in transit like subways and Lyft rides, as well as getting using it towards Airbnb to save a lot of money on my travels. The alternative to the Chase Sapphire Reserve is the Chase Sapphire Preferred, which is a $95 annual fee, and in my opinion is a lot more flexible for a lot more people, and it comes with a higher welcome bonus, but each individual point through that card is worth less than it is with the Chase Sapphire Reserve. So you have to do the math and kind of figure out which card is best for you. Personally, I've laid out all the features here that come with the Chase Sapphire Reserve. I would say if you travel a lot, you want the lounge access, you want to maximize that $300 travel credit, and you don't mind using Lyft over Uber to earn points that way, then the Chase Sapphire Reserve is definitely a card that you want to look into getting. For more credit card reviews and in-depth videos like this, go ahead and follow me here on YouTube or my other social media accounts where I'm posting daily content about how to best use your points and miles to travel hack and use credit cards and leverage that credit to go all around the world just like I am. If you liked the video, please give it a like and share with a friend. Thank you.